Hi, this is Jerry's journey on going solar, and what we're doing is staring out my office window right now. The solar panels from US Solar, 10 of them in total, 400 watts each, totaling a max of 4,000 watts that the Jackery will accept, blocks only one window, this one. But I was pleasantly surprised, and I wanted to share this with you, that it's not totally blocked. I still can see the backyard, and it's important to, once in a while see what the outside world's like when you're in a downstairs office wondering what the weather's like. Cutting it completely off would have been disappointed, but hey, it's just me, and oh well. But I was pleasantly surprised that I do get a good portion. If I stand up and just look straight out, I get to see that. I don't need to see the neighbor's backyard. So that's that. Now let's go to the Jackery unit because the Jackery unit gave me a scare this morning, and that is it was down around 34% charged, and that was at 7:30 in the morning. And the units did not continue to charge, even though some wattage was coming in. The sun wasn't strong enough, not until 10:30. The units discharged all the way down to 18%, and I was wondering if we were going to get enough sunshine to start charging it up. And sure enough, the sun came out very strong on day number 4 here of this test, and it was going up, and it reached 100% around 3:30. So we should be able to make it through the night. Now, a couple things contributed to the fact that the units discharged so far. I mentioned the clouds, but the second thing is that, let me pause here. Well, when I say pause here, I meant let me set this down and talk to you. Anyways, what we have here is that I'm doing project number 2 of the attic, and that's the attic over the family room and the 2-car garage, to try and keep the heat down so that we don't have to sweat, despite the fact that we have AC running the whole time almost. I mean, it kicks off and it kicks back on within a moment, and just runs and runs when we get the 90-degree weather, which is close, not yet. They were calling for high 80s tomorrow, but it's only going to be 80, and that's not bad because I'm not done with that attic project. I got the whole nook done, and I was twisting and turning and in all kinds of positions, and I really pulled on my back and strained it quite a bit. It was very sore. And so in the office, I have a heating pad just for that situation, and it runs for 2 hours. When you click it on, it has a 2-hour shut off. And so I put it on the max and ran it for 2 hours. So that would have drained, heat is a big drainer on these units, that would have drained quite a bit off of that, because usually they're about 40% in the morning instead of 34, and then you add on there the cloudy weather, and they didn't charge up, like I said, until 3:30, which is unusual. All I need is a good hour or 2 of straight sun, and these things are 100%, and that's fantastic. And as far as that attic project is concerned, we have the bedroom project done. That one's fine, or I should say bedrooms. So the actual attic to the house is done. I'm working, like I said, over the family room and the 2-car garage area. And I have to do both because that's heat on one side will travel to the other. So it has to all be done, even though who cares what the temperature is in the garage. But anyways, how far I got is I got that nook done, which was very tedious, and I have 1.5 rows done on the main section. That's the 50-foot section, and you work from bottom to top, and sliding on your back is a very slow process. You go 18 inches, staple up, 18 inches, staple up, 18 inches staple up, and with no boards underneath me, I'm picking up and moving boards so that it would go with me, unlike the one side is all boarded. But anyways, what slowed me down is I'm on that section that I have to cut around the 2x4s that are part of the trusses. And then once I get above that, that next row, the third row, is going to go real fast. And then the fourth row is a half row, but it still needs done. So basically, both sides of 50 foot each need 4 passes before that is done. And I'm only at 1.5. And when I say 4 passes, that's a total of 8 passes. So that means I still have 6.5 to go yet. Like I said, it's going a lot slower than I like. And I'm trying to beat the heat, because definitely by Thursday, the latest, if not Wednesday, we're supposed to get 80 some degrees, and up there it's going to be, my only ventilation is the ladder that drops down to go up in. There is no ventilation whatsoever. So I would suffocate up there. So I need to get it done faster. On the employment side of things, remember, the whole project of these units are put on pause. So I'm doing other projects that I've already invested the materials for. I just didn't get around to it because I've been focused on this so much. But I can't buy any batteries yet, because come July 15th, I could be unemployed, and every dollar is going to count to feed the family. And so I'm waiting to see what's going on with that. And I emailed again, this is 2 weeks later now, since I haven't heard anything, asking, are we moving forward? We're up against a timeline because we can't wait to the last day. I need to go and be processed, as they say. 3 weeks ahead of time is when you make an appointment. And so we have 3.5 weeks or so left before I won't be hitting the ground on July 16th. Now, if they're not going to bring me on board to the new contract, then all bets are off. So that's what we're waiting for. Now, as far as tomorrow's concerned, today is Monday, June 1st when I'm recording this. I'm a little bit ahead of you guys, so you'll get this in a few days. But tomorrow, June the 2nd, we have an electrician coming out to give us an estimate of what it would take to move those 2 plugs. They're both 30, the switches are marked as 30s, and I want to move those to the sub panel if it's possible without overloading the system. What can be moved back to the main panel from the sub panel that's unnecessary, like the lamp post out front, depends on what's attached to that. But we want to be able to use that 30 amp inlet plug on the side of the Jackery. It goes output and then input, and run the house on that and really give it a good test. This just running a few things, saving electricity, and but not as much as I really would like to. And there you go, a complete update of what's going on. Thanks for listening, and have a good day.